Everybody has a lot of good energy this morning. We all got here late, but we have a lot of good energy, so that's good. Okay, welcome everybody, and thank you for coming to 1 Million Cups El Paso. Who's here for the first time? Raise your hand, please. Awesome, great, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We'd like to introduce our organizers, if they would come step to the front. We have Eric Bischoff. Serena Harper. Nancy Lowry is floating around here somewhere, as is Art Terrazas. Where's Art? Who knows? And I'm Ernesto Gamboa, so again, welcome. Thank you for coming to 1 Million Cups. All of these presentations are videotaped, and then we upload them to our YouTube channel. Sometimes we also are able to live stream them on Facebook and put them there. This one is not, unfortunately, being there because our partner, Digital Bull and Borderline TV, had an event that they had to cover in Juarez. But please do check in and follow both the Hub and 1 Million Cups on Facebook and on Twitter. Please download the 1 Million Cups app and you can check in. You can also provide feedback to our presenters after the fact. So normally we start off with a short video on explaining what is 1 Million Cups and the Coffin Foundation. However, we are having some technical difficulties, so I'm just going to talk about it a little bit. So by you being here this morning, you're part of a huge movement across the U.S. There are over 140 1 Million Cups communities doing this just like we do. So what we do every week, we bring in 2 entrepreneurs. They tell us their story, their trials, their tribulations, how did they get started on their own business. And then you all as the audience get to give them have Q&A with them. And that's the real value, where you can get in the weeds with them, challenge their assumptions, ask them some tough questions, and give them that real valuable feedback. So that's what you're part of. And so the name 1 Million Cups is that one day soon we're going to be able to say over 1 million cups of coffee have been drank and discussing entrepreneurship in the U.S. So thank you for that. We'd like to do a shout out to our sponsors. We have a brand new coffee sponsor, 210 Coffee. Please visit their locations. They have 3 locations now and get some of their awesome coffee. I picked it up, I had it in my truck. Now my truck smells wonderful, so that's awesome. So again, thank you for 210 Coffee for sponsoring, for being our coffee sponsor. Our venue sponsor where we are today is the Hub of Human Innovation. So what is the Hub? We are a business and technology incubator. If you're not familiar with the term incubator, we incubate baby businesses, baby products, baby services. We help you grow your business or your new product. So if you're working on something like that or know somebody that does, we can help. We are very affordable because we're supported by the city of El Paso and some other private donors for the purpose of economic development. So please come see us if you're working on one of those things. Let me make a real quick announcement on parking. If you parked in front of the building in the angled parking, make sure you're backed in because the city will come and give you a little love note. And also, if you're in that angled parking closest to the Durango side, you only have an hour. If you're on the other half closest to the Paisano curve, then you're good to go. Okay, and with that, I think we've covered everything. We'll bring up our first presenter, Amalia Mondragon.
My name is Amalia Mondragon. To remember that, you can think of Somalia, Africa, and Monday Dragon, Amalia Mondragon. Yeah? So, I am a local musician. I'm one of those few very privileged and fortunate people that discovered that I wanted to do music since I was a kid. And I was very lucky that I had family members who were musically inclined. So they were not really taught classically, but they learned themselves. So I learned what not to do. So I kind of feel like, okay, that's not it, you know? So I have played, I went into the music program in the middle school and high school. So I got to experience classical music, I got to experience marching band, jazz band. I got to experience all the scholar ways to approach music. And then I graduated high school, having done mariachi, I experimented with trumpet and clarinet, instrumentals, writing songs, etc. And I went into the college music setting. I studied clarinet for 2 years, and then I decided to go on tour with a musical ensemble called Drum Corps International, based out of Colorado. So I had touring experience. By the time I was 21, I felt like, yeah guys, I know what's going on. And then I come to El Paso, and I started being involved in the local music scene, which is completely different. Yeah, it was completely different because it was about starting a band. It was about learning how to deal with people, learning how to deal with businesses. The things that no one ever told me about being a professional musician was to value the work that I had done, not just right before the gig or the show, but all the work that it took for me to become the musician that I was at the moment. I was also never told that I was going to have to be a fighter. I feel like a chola because you always have to fight for the price that you charge, always. And I was never told that professional musician meant I was going to be a businesswoman. Everybody always tells you as a musician that you have to be an artist, that you're the artist, and you love music, that because you love music it should be free and flowing. But nobody ever tells you that you have to learn how to charge, that you have to learn how to value the way that you look in front. Everything that you do, from buying your equipment, to hiring the musicians that you have, to valuing the work that you did when you were a little kid, writing down songs, instead of being outside. I was the kid that I would get punished. I got punished a lot, by the way. And I'd hang out in the corner. They'd be like, go to the corner, and I'd be like, yeah. And I discovered that the acoustics in the corner are amazing. And so I'd sit there, I'm like, you know what? This is what you get. I'm gonna have a good time in this corner. And I would sing in my corner. And I learned that the acoustics in the corner never lied to you. And so I would practice, and I would spend time when I wasn't punished in a corner. So these are hours and years of training that people don't take into consideration. This is before you even go to school. And then when you actually go to school and you get in debt for music, which nobody values, and then by the time you get out, you end up fighting establishments because they don't understand that you're not just someone that's standing on the stage for a couple hours, like having a good grand old time there. I mean, it takes, and this is just some of the things that it takes to be a musician. I mean, it's like, you have to stand on the stage, which is crazy. Secondly, you have to invest in equipment and instruments. The hours of rehearsal time, rehearsal space, we have to pay for rehearsal spaces. Your neighbors don't always want to hear you. You know, that's what the industrial area is for. Transportation from venue to the play, to your house or wherever it is. The amount of money spent on lessons, training, time, costumes. You have to invest a certain percentage of what you make into what you look like. Because if you go in there looking like a slob, no one's going to want to hire you. Promotional costs. We have to pay for our flyers. We have to pay for Facebook promotions, our website fees. We have to pay taxes. We also have to pay for phone bills and internet things that we use. Organizing the gig and telling others. Our managers, if we're lucky to have those. Also, we have to pay, we have to live, we have to eat food and stuff. And it doesn't mention this, but for those of us who studied music, we have to pay our debts. We have to pay our school debts. So you can't pay all of this with $50. Hey guys, or with a can of beer, or with, hey, show up and we'll play. You can play at my place for promotional purposes. Just come over and everybody will see you play. And you can hand out cards. that's not what we pay we can't eat cars. So how things were, it took me a while to realize how much work it takes to get to where I was. And at some point I was playing at Anson 11, which is like the nicest restaurant here in town to play, because they actually pay what you think you're worth most of the time. But I was still fighting them to pay me what I wanted. And I decided, I'm done with this. What do I want to do with myself? Do I really want to be a restaurant musician, which is not a bad thing, but what do I want? I want to start a business. I want to start a business that is valued. I want to start a name. I want to move forward. So I finally declared I want to be a musician in the music commercial business. And then about 2.5 years later, I got to the Latin Grammys as a Best New Artist nomination for being part of the group. And so that was very empowering because I realized that you can do this. You can do this if you get organized and if you value what you do. So what's next? Right now, I am doing my own project, Infusioning Cumbia with Jazz, and I want to go for my own Latin Grammy nomination as a solo artist. I'm also a music performance consultant where I help musicians learn how to use the stage, which includes the way you dress, the way you approach things, your voice, all of that. And also, I play private gigs with like different ensembles that I tailor, and I help people find musicians for their events. So that's what I'm doing right now, currently. And you can find some samples of my new music on my website. This is my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter. And on my website, you can find my YouTube channel. I don't know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns.
So the name of your business, your brand is Amalia Mondragon?
Yes.
Amalia Mondragon. Okay, and how long have you been on Twitter?
Twitter, maybe like, I was really not good with Twitter.
Right.
Probably like maybe 1.5 years. I was there a long time ago, but I never played with it.
Okay.
Till about maybe 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Was there a turning point for you where you said, like, what was that turning point where you said, okay, this needs to change?
Okay, I was working at NC11, and I don't mean to, but it was a point where I couldn't get sick because there was no contract that guaranteed me keeping my job. There was no Better Business Bureau for me. There was no, I could not get sick because if I got sick, I ran the risk of getting fired, just like that. And we ended up getting let go Tuesday through a text before the Thursday we were gonna play because I was on tour and I couldn't make the weekend before, and I sent someone else and they didn't like that. So that was the turning point. I said, this is I have to live my life in fear of getting sick because I have no rights. Like and this is at a restaurant. I mean, this is just it's not like a big theater where the acoustics are intended for musical purposes and I'm selling tickets and people are coming to watch a show. I'm just a background musician. So that was the turning point.
So how important is touring in getting your name out?
Especially now, it's very important because the music industry has changed a lot. Ever since CD sales or CD, can you tell that I'm like, ever since album sales have decreased because of streaming, it's been really important. It's a very important time for the musician because that's the way you have control over the amount, the money that you make. You're mostly gonna make money off performances, and that's how people are really gonna get to see you. Plus, I mean, personally, I don't think you're a musician if you're not performing. That's why you do it. So I think that's I don't know if that answered your question.
Well, let me follow that up real quick. How damaging is Spotify?
Honestly, I personally don't think it's damaging.
Okay.
But I don't think it's damaging because it gets your music out. I think if you look at the music, if you look at the music industry in the old manner, then it's damaging because people are not, you're not making money off your music that's recorded. But I don't think it's damaging because I love to perform and I want control of my money. I want to make sure that I'm making my money, not someone else. So to me, Spotify is great because everybody gets a hold of my music and now they're going to want to go see me. So that's, to me, it's great. Maybe for the music companies, it's not that great, but yeah.
Once you changed from being a gig to a brand and a business, what supports or what resources were out there that were really instrumental in helping you gain some of that stability that you were craving?
What resources? Well, I started looking out to meeting more business people and start thinking about business. I had never thought about branding. I never thought about, I just kind of thought, you show up and you play. But I guess I started seeking out people who knew more about business, and I think that's what really helped me.
So networking.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the networking was always there because as a musician, you're everywhere. The problem was, how do you make your networking that you're already doing become something more effective? And that's, you just always give it the same name, the same feel. And it's just this is gonna sound weird, but when I first started talking to my dog and teaching her vocabulary, I had to use the same tone every time I spoke to her so that she understood the words. So it's kind of the same thing with a brand, I think, is that you just have to memorize what you want to say and say it every time and be consistent.
Yeah.
Do people call you Mondragon?
Yeah, sure.
They do?
Yeah, and that's fine.
Oh, it is?
To me, it's okay because it's kind of a hard name to say. Like, it's actually, my name is Amalia Teresa Castro Mondragon. So,
Is your
Mexican is
strength music or is your strength singing?
my strength is singing and music. Yeah, but it depends. But I play clarinet and I play trumpet, but I'm a better singer than I am on instruments.
That's what I was thinking.
Are you from El Paso?
I am from, I'm from La Union, New Mexico.
Nice.
It's the same.
Any upcoming performances
What was it?
where we can see you? Anything upcoming?
Right now I'm working on my new album. So anything I do is really just it's like private parties. So I do like jazz ensembles, like trios, duos. Just depends on what you want, and I'll tailor it to whatever you want. A xylophone, we'll get that in there too. So, yeah.
Where can we buy your music?
Right now it's still I'm still making it. You can find some of my stuff on my YouTube right now or my website, but I'm not selling it yet.
Who was your influence growing up, and what the music that you're doing now, what would you compare it to? Out there, that's modern right now, we might know.
Okay, my influences are way too many, but as a kid, my favorite singer was Mucha Villa. I really liked those really big, deep, like mariachi women singers that were like in your face. But I also grew up, I really like so many things. I love jazz singers, jazz musicians, females, and right now, I want to say it's like what I'm doing is kind of like Amy Winehouse meets Selena meets Lila Downs with like cumbia and a jazz fusion. Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear, what were you doing at the Latin Grammy?
I got nominated for Best New Artist through a group that I was part of. That's pretty awesome.
That is.
So you're being recognized.
What was that?
You were recognized.
Yes.
So how would you describe the mindset change it took to go from Anson 11, the Latin Grammys in 2 years.
It's very different because you have to believe that you can, even when people don't, and most people won't. Most people will want to keep you at the $50. I don't know. I mean, I was having to fight why I needed to. Why was I charging double on Valentine's Day at a what is it, a gourmet restaurant? Why am I being asked that? You were supposed to be hiring the best. Why am I being asked what I'm charging? It's because you don't, like, because of all the stuff that I put into my work. I didn't want that anymore. And I think the most important thing was that there's this, sadly, and it's because we're not taught to be entrepreneurs when we're musicians. We're taught to be artists, and artists, you don't want to taint your art with business. And that's a terrible thought, because if you're not making money off your music, someone else is going to make it, and that's not fair. So I realized that I have to think about being a walking business. I am my business, and I'm my artist, and I'm my manager, and I have to make sure that I believe in what I'm doing in order to sell that, and I should not feel shame or bad for selling that, because artists will right away say, "Oh, you're a sellout. Oh, yeah, you're ambitious." And that's a bad thing in the artist world. For some reason, we've been told that business, entrepreneurship is not art. We've been told that it's bad and that it makes your music or your art dirty. And that's not, I mean, that's why we are where we are.
Lastly, would you consider singing a national anthem at one of the big venues here in El Paso?
It depends. Yeah.
I mean, don't you think that would broaden your exposure as to your voice?
It's just that because my music is kind of a fusion, I guess I'd have to think about that, because it's a fusion. I'm not really sure how I would, or if I'd be allowed to change the way they approach the national anthem. So it could possibly. The thing is, I want to broaden my market, because I've been at the Latin Grammys. I don't just want to play it in Paso. I want to play all over. I want to tour the world. So I want to think El Paso and the world.
Let's see. And what is your ultimate goal, or how is Amalia going to look in 10 years?
Amalia, in 10 years, I want to be a consultant. I want to build my name to a point where people see my name and they're like, I know who that is, and it's quality. So I want to be a consultant where I teach people how to perform. I also want to occasionally tour, but I don't want to depend on touring in 10 years. And I want to start getting into the production part of music, where I help people construct what they're doing. And I want to learn how to DJ. So I want to be like, a DJ.
Did you already start to contact maybe some big artists to open their concerts? Because I know that they start to grow, because the way that Taylor Swift did, or Ed Sheeran, for example. So have you ever started?
Yes, actually that's what I'm doing right now. Right now I've been kind of under the water, or is that how to say, like behind the
radar.
scenes? I've been under the radar because I'm writing my new stuff, and it really takes up so much time, because it's that next level of believing in yourself, because you're putting out everything and you're trusting that it's, you're gonna go for it. So right now I'm writing my music, and I'm contacting all the people that I met during my Grammy time, and So I'm trying to get collaborations for my album, and then once it's done, I'm pretty certain I'll be opening for people and playing with people. Absolutely.
We have time for maybe one more question before the last question.
Do you have your own studio?
I'm building that right now. But yes, kind of. I have access to Star City. So I feel very privileged and very lucky that I have a lot of support in that respect.
Okay, and the final question always, Amalia, what can we as a community do to help you?
To help me, you can follow me, guys. And I guess
Hire you for events?
hire me, absolutely. And I think you can help me by not undervaluing other musicians.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of times they undervalue themselves because they don't know. They don't know. They just don't know. So don't. If they charge you something, don't ask to pay for less.
Awesome, thank you. And we need a picture. Miss Amalia, we need a picture. If I have to be in it, you have to be in it.
We'd rather have her.
I'm trying to, like, you know, they keep making me be in it. Thank you. I always say,
If you know of any people that are interested in sponsorships, I'm totally open for that. It takes a lot of money to come up with like new projects and stuff. So if you can, I'll be around afterwards and we can talk about stuff like that.
okay. All right. Now we have some time for some community announcements. Does anybody in the audience have a community announcement? An event, you're looking to hire someone, you need to raise some money, you want to, yes ma'am?
The real estate investing group that I'm with is actually having a flipping house, open house today, and let me tell you, you want to see this house. It is gorgeous, and they're going to have before pictures.
And the address is?
It's 10013 album. If you want to come by, it's going to be at 6 p.m. this evening until probably 8 or 9. We tend to kind of hang around quite a bit. But it's really exciting. This investor has done a really great job. What was the address? It's 10013 album.
It's 6 o'clock. Okay, any other? Yes, ma'am. Nice and loud.
Hi, I'm Eileen Cabral. I'm with Focus HR, it's a human resources consulting firm, and I'm sponsoring a mixer on January 12th at the 1-to-1 venue on the corner of Oregon and Franklin. The mixer is, it's young and experienced business professionals just getting to know each other. The cost is $25, but it's open bar. And it's from 7 to 10.
Open bar.
Bar, beer, and liquor. And it's just helping sort of young professionals mixing with experienced professionals. And if you're interested, I have business cards that you can get a hold of.
Do we have Ernesto send out an email with that?
Yes, give us the info.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Okay, anybody else? Going once, going twice. Yes, ma'am.
Also, in that same place, it's going to be a cookie decorating class, so if you want to take your children or your family or your friends, it's going to be on Wednesday, December 20th, so next Wednesday.
How would the cost?
It's $30, and everything included.
Wow, cool, awesome. Okay, the Hub, we're having our holiday open house tomorrow, 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. We also are going to have some free booze, so you want to come to that, make sure you tell everybody. So that's right here, tomorrow from 4:30 to 7:30. Then the Hub is having our first of our monthly afternoon seminars. New Year, new sales. Useful tips from experts on how to jumpstart your sales in the new year. That'll be January 17th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. and I think that's also a Wednesday.
Yeah, I need to sign it.
Next, we're having a patent and trademark seminar in conjunction with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and our local SBA and SBDC. Thursday, January 18th, 2018. 2018 is here already, folks. 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. There is a cost, $30. And you can register at elpasoSBDC.net, and the event is going to be at the SBDC Community College Administrative Offices on Viscount. Next, the Hub is hosting every month. We have legal office hours on the third Thursday of every month from 3 to 5 p.m. That's totally free. You get 25 minutes with an attorney. However, the December, we're not having it in December because of the holidays and all that, but we are starting it back up January 25th. You can apply and submit it to office hours at hubep.org. Again, totally free, 25 minutes, and you meet with the attorneys right here in one of these conference rooms. Not as cool as the cookie decorating, but also useful. Next, the Office of Texas Governor Economic Development and Tourism are having a set of trade shows and initiatives for exporters. If you are exporting or think you want to export or would like to export or grow your exports, you want to do this. They have a whole bunch of activities and seminars and meetings. There's just a couple. They actually will at times, even if you qualify as a Texas business, will even help you to go and travel to these. So there's one in Hanover, Germany, then Houston, Farnborough in the UK, Frankfurt, Orlando, Florida. So if you have any interest in that, please let us know. Next, Breakfast with Friends, free business networking every Thursday morning, 8:30 a.m. at Carnitas Querétaro on the east side, close to the fountains. Please sign up and follow Downtown El Paso Insider. It's a newsletter, all the events happening in downtown El Paso. Next, there's a Christmas party featuring the artwork of Catherine Belk, December 21st, 5 to 8 p.m. at 500 West Overland. That's next door to us here in the urban station. Mary Belgatti presented last week here at 1 Million Cups. Was that a lot of events? You could go to Startup Digest El Paso, startupdigest.com, and then go to El Paso. You can sign up and you get the newsletter for all these events, and you can submit your newsletter, your events. So startupdigest.com, find El Paso. And with that, anybody else have any announcements? Okay, we're going to bring up our next presenter, Valeria Delgado.
Hi, my name is Valeria Delgado, and I'm 23 years old. So I was born and raised here. I've been to school here all my life. I graduated from UTEP in media advertising and marketing. And after I graduated, I got hired at 11, which is the co-working spot right next to San Jacinto Plaza. It's an awesome place to work. I work for 11 and everybody else there is a member. Eileen is a member actually, and so it's really cool because you get to meet a lot of people, and just the place itself is beautiful, and so it's a really cool place to work at. And I graduated from advertising, so they hired me to do like their whole advertising, their whole social media, and I'm a really creative person, so I do their whole events, like the cookie decorating class for Christmas, but then we have some more serious things, like networking nights. We also have like yoga classes. We also work with local businesses for food tastings. We work with Whole Foods for a French wine tasting, and so also with some friends, we started a vegan coffee shop. It's in the Wells Fargo building right now. It's a little coffee cart, and it's 100% vegan everything. So you should go to try it too. So yeah, right now I'm really happy working at 11, but I wanted to start something of my own. And one of my friends gave me the idea. She's known me since I was a small girl, and she knows that I come from a family of artists. So my mom is a super good artist. She's like excellent. And so I told her, oh my God, why don't we start like customizing clothing? My friend, she customized a wallet and she sent it to I don't know where, and she paid hundreds of dollars just to get like a little drawing. So I was like, oh my God, that would be so cool. So I started with my own jean jacket and I did like a little pizza drawing because I like pizza. And from then on, people started, like my friends started asking me for more. And then I did my Instagram. So right now I'm only on Instagram, and this is I've gotten like a lot of orders. So it's called Unpopular. It's called Unpopular because we wanted to add that pop to it, since the person that's designing it gets to add their own pop. And it's Unpopular because it's a one-of-a-kind piece. So this is what it is. Everything is custom made, so you get to hand paint it. You get to order it hand painted or embroidered, and we ship it worldwide. We've had orders like all around the U.S. and we've had one from Canada and from Spain. So this is the Instagram. Like I said, I'm only on Instagram right now because right now we're still trying to get it handled. there's a lot of orders, and it's just two of us painting and doing everything, so we don't want to promote it as much. But this is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's all about art, and I try to add like artistic things besides the product that we make. So the steps to order, you choose your type of jacket. We can do anything at all. We can do leather jackets, whatever color of denim you want, like this one. I have a friend that ordered this one. It was one of the first ones that he made, and I borrowed it from her. But right now she lives in San Sebastian, which is in Spain, so she likes traveling, and she's studying to be a chef. And she's super girly. So she wanted a combination of that, and then we give them ideas, and from then on they're like, yes, I want this with this, or no, I don't want that at all. I want my own idea. And so yeah, and then we can add, this is a pretty simple design. Usually people order more complex things. So these are examples of the ones that we've made. This is a Colombian advertising firm, and it's called Taller 1111. So for example, that one, she chose this design and she wanted to say 11 because being 11 is really important to her, because she says that you should never be 10, you should always hit for that 11. This is kind of like a more feminist jacket, lighter color blue. This one, she's a blogger from New York, and so this is her blogger name, and so she's obsessed with this, so that's why she wanted that one. And then, for example, this one, she asked for her dog. The what? All of those are hand pieces actually. They don't have anything else on them. We also do it for guys and for children. We do it for everything, and we can also do like hats, anything you guys. We've done shoes, just anything you.
So anything that you can, just like a backpack.
Yeah, anything at all. And the material, the paint depends on the material. So we've had like leather jackets, so we use paint for leather. For example, this is fabric paint, so you can wash it. It's just, we give you special instructions to wash it. And we can also do patches. This one had Popeye, how do you say Popeye? Popeye? Okay, so this one had a Popeye embroidered in the...
You also do it on leather?
Yes. We did a very, I don't have a picture of it, but for example, this person asked us for a black leather jacket. They sent us their own. And he wrote a song in it. It's like a rap song, but it's a very meaningful rap song for him. It's like the story of his life. And it's like all in cursive, so he knows what it says, but you have to get really close to see it. So that's cool. I mean, not everybody sees what it's written on the back.
And that's painted on leather?
Uh-huh. I think that's it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Like I said, we're only on Instagram, and as of now, since people order exactly what they want, like I want a black denim with holes, with 3 holes in the back, so I have to look for it. We have to actually make it ourselves. So it's really complicated right now to order the jackets or the clothing that they want. So we want to see, like, we want to get into contact with the manufacturer, like denim manufacturer, and see what we can do. But that's what we're right now.
We also do jeans?
Yes, we do jeans. I'm actually working on for myself. It's gonna be like the leather one. It's gonna have like words, like across. This?
So how come you didn't go the Etsy route?
Because it's all personalized. So what the person orders, that's what we're gonna do. And since right now we don't have that much time on our hands, since, for example, I work full time, so right now we're only doing personalized ones. But in the future, because I have a lot of ideas that I want to do, but not a lot of people order that exact idea. But I have a lot of ideas that I want to do for the jacket, so in the future we will have like a little Etsy shop or our online shop.
So how do you determine your pricing?
Our pricing. It was very complicated because at first we started really low because we didn't know what it was worth until, like Amalia was saying, you don't know what your art is worth until people like, you realize, so every time it goes up and up, I don't know if you want to add something.
Yeah, it's art, right? It is art, and it's time consuming, and it's something that we both love doing, but it's like, if somebody, people might ask, how do you price your art? So it's like, I really don't know how to explain it, but it takes hours, and it's a lot of time, and it's different painting clothing than something else. You made a mistake and there's no way you can correct it. So you have to be very careful, when you paint the fabric, so you don't make any mistakes. And so you have to go really, it's a slow process and it takes a lot of hours. So we go by hours, the painting, the costume, jacket, and that's what we price. And also, I don't think you mentioned on the jackets, it's not only painting, but you can put whatever you want on it, like sequins, embroidery, patches, whatever you guys want in it, and that's what. And so we can make from a kind of like a portrait to simple letters, flowers, whatever. But it's fun. It's really fun.
Like that jacket, how much would that cost?
So this one, since it was one of the first ones, we sold it for I think it was $85. But right now our base price is $150. Right now it's a little over the $150 or $160.
So I can take a picture.
And so,
Did you create the fringe on that? Or did you buy the jacket?
no, I bought it like this, but she wanted it like that.
Thank you.
And then
That's
again,
hand-painted.
uh-huh.
It's not a stick.
No, it's not printed, yeah.
You should look through our Instagram, because right now, I just realized I didn't choose the best ones, like the most impacting ones.
Can you put the page where you can add?
Unpopular.
Shot on top.
And since it's a one-of-a-kind piece, you don't customize all your clothing, so it's an investment, I guess, because you're gonna have it all your life, and it's yours, and it's your design, whatever you want on it.
So can you share a little bit how you plan to market it? Like, I don't know, a year from now, how are you gonna grow it?
Okay, so
Digital marketing wise.
digital marketing. Well, we're in an advantage, I guess, because people wear it. Like for example, this one is she's in Canada, in Mondragon, Mondragon. She's from here, but she went to Miami Art Week. So they're wearing it. It's living advertising, so you don't have to pay for that advertising. And people ask them to she always wears hers. So, so wherever she goes, people see her and they ask. And so as of now, we're not going to pay for anything because it's just word of mouth. It's just people looking at your work and saying, oh my God, I want something like that. And it's even cooler because they're like, yeah, they can do whatever they want for you, whatever you want. And, but we will get our Facebook and we will get our website so that people can order online, because it's kind of difficult because it's me having to talk to them directly, like on my phone, because they give me the details. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, but in the future we want to find a way to make it easier.
Does your logo go on everything?
Yes. So this is the logo. So it goes right here and it's embroidered.
Can they tell you where to put it?
Yes, but I haven't had anybody ask me that. We always put it right here so that people can see it. We were going to start putting it here. So like I said, it's like the second one we were here. But then we didn't like it was too big and
So you mentioned that you have some bloggers. So how do you target those kinds of clients? Because I know that sometimes they tend to choke product in their YouTube channel. So how do you are you doing well with that?
so where's she working? She's like a growing blogger. So right now she's barely getting free products in a year. So she bought it from me, but I have tried to contact bigger bloggers, and only a few have answered. It's really difficult, I guess, because they have a lot of. But we also wanted, talking about marketing, we also want to work with that, like contact people that have a lot of followers. Oh, I contacted, for example, my favorite poet on Instagram, and I just contacted him. His name on Instagram is EDLB. He writes really wonderful. So I DM'd him and I was like, hey, I love your poetry. Can I put one of your poems on one of my jackets? My Instagram shall pop. And he was like, oh my God, call me. So he gave me his number and we talked on the phone. He was like, I've been wanting to do my poetry on clothing and a lot of people have contacted me. He has like millions of followers. And I was like, oh my God. He was like, let's do it. He calls me out, my mom gets So yeah.
I have an idea for you. I sell a product in the tattoo industry, right? There's a big show coming up in March here at the Civic Center. If you could do some jackets with tattoos, people that get a tattoo, they spend thousands of dollars. You could reproduce that tattoo on a jacket, we would sell it. They buy them like crazy.
That's a really good idea.
Yes, it's a huge market.
So how would that work? I mean,
Well, you'd have to have like a booth there.
Okay,
so they
so
can
that
order.
okay.
Hey, I got this tattoo on my back or on my chest, can you put it on a jacket?
So this is kind of like getting a
It
tattoo,
would
like,
be an easy
not on you.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, I get a tattoo on my back, I'm on my jacket too.
I like it. And you said it's in March, right?
It's in March, it's coming out in March.
I don't know if you have any other questions. Oh, and then like for example.
I got a question.
Yes.
How many products do you do besides jackets? Is that primarily it?
I focus on jackets because I love jean jackets, I love denim. But people can order whatever they want, but they mostly order denim jackets. All of these I bought for them, but this one she gave me hers. I mean, you can also send your own piece of clothing and be like, I want this for someone. So, like I said, wallets, shoes, hats.
What's the typical turn time? Like when someone starts talking to you to when you send it back out?
2 to 3 weeks. So that's what I was gonna say. It's like the perfect Christmas gift or birthday gift or Valentine's or Mother's Day.
So you don't sleep much?
No. Most artists don't, and that's why we both work, so we do it after work. You know, so it takes time.
And then my mom is super perfectionist, so whatever I do, I give it to her, and I'm like, if I messed up, fix it. So she's the one that makes it like she's the priority control. And then I love the advertising, so I'll blow up on her.
That was my question. How much experience does the actual embroiderer have as far as years?
Oh, the person that embroiders, they're a real business. It's called The Embroidered actually. It's right here downtown.
Yeah.
So they're friends of us, and so they.
I see.
Have you thought of maybe getting, it seems like college students and that type of millennials, like that type is your client. Have you thought of maybe getting some to start university so they can advertise for you, you know?
Yes. For example, my brother, he's in Philadelphia. So I gave one to him, and like I said, they just wear it, and that's advertising.
Another one is
Do you have to worry about, so if you just produce 10 UTEP jackets, do you have to have special permission to write UTEP on them, or can you just pre-do them and then just try to sell them?
Oh, I know what you mean. No, yeah, I try not to, like, if they order Mickey Mouse, I try not to, or I'll just like, make it not look like Mickey Mouse. Yeah, that's the hard part because people want the actual logo, but I could get in trouble, so. Sure. No.
Any other questions?
Could we see the image before it's put on clothing? Like if I see a skull, like diamond eye or something like that, and like could I see it before it gets put on there briefly, or do you just kind of?
Yeah, I send them examples. I I send them examples, or I can send them like, do you like this with this? So it
So you
will do a
know, shredded and
combination.
stuff.
It tells exactly in what colors, what kind of
Background, no background, letters, no
What size?
everything.
Yes.
Just a practical question, is it washable?
Is it what?
Washable?
Yes, it's washable. You just have to wash it in cold water and then just dry it.
Hang it dry, yeah, no dry, no,
No heat, no dry.
yes, no dry.
And then, unless it has like sequins or other additions, then that's different. You have to like kind of.
Any other questions? You do kids, right?
We do kids, we do babies, we do
Like that one?
So this one has a hashtag Team Pones. So Pones is their last name. And so they wanted it for their Christmas picture.
So I'm from the East Coast, so I don't know if tailgating is really big down here, but like where I'm from, it's like, okay, so it's like, you're not tailgating, you're not doing anything. So, like a thought is, I know that you can't do maybe the mascot or like UTEP or whatever it is, but if, or not the mascot, like the logo, like the actual image of it, but if, I know I've seen with, okay, so I'm from Pennsylvania, so with like the UPenn or with like Penn State, like people will have a really vintage looking jackets that say like lions or like something.
Or the color.
Or like the colors or like they'll say like lions like on the back or like a certain way. If you could find like some kind of, or some girl or guy from UTEP or from MSU or wherever from UT that has a ton of followers, because you know that they're going to take a photo in their jacket at tailgating because that's what they do. Just as like maybe an idea to do that, because I know, I mean, I'm 22 and I follow a lot of YouTubers that promote what they're doing all the time, and if I see at their tailgate game with like a sweet jacket on with their school at the back, then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that for the next time. And obviously, you know that having graduated with a degree in that, but maybe if you were able to use the actual name of the mascot instead of the actual logo, you kind of get around.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I would still have to, I guess, look for that, like asking for permission.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that,
sure.
yeah. Also, like a good idea is when people get married. So if you have your bachelorette, like the bride, and then all her brides. So it's cool for a lot of things. It's a really cool thing to wear. Yes.
Did you already say what jeans jacket brand?
It's different brands. Whatever.
So they have the option of like Levi's versus Lucky? Okay.
It's literally anything. Like if you want this kind of jacket, I'll get you that kind of jacket. And the pricing, and then the pricing depends.
Did you contact them
Levi's?
or Lucky?
No, because I would have to. I mean, if I wanted them to provide me with all my product, I would have to, I guess, order by bulk. And since everybody's different, that's why we haven't ordered by bulk. But we do want to do that one day and like not offer that whole option of I want fridges on the bottom, you know?
No, but as a marketing service to them.
Oh, for them to put it?
Like they'll get, like you're a marketing service for them to, you know, to personalize and all that.
Yes, but since I use a lot of different brands.
Well, you can do the same thing for all of them.
Well, and I think the whole thing is it's unpopular. If you do mass printing of things or artwork out of it, then it's not as
It's not that unique. That's why it's complicated.
Okay, the last question is always, what can we as a community do to help you?
Follow me. We'll follow Unpopular on Instagram, and if you want any gifts or if you want your own personalized, we also do it for business, like for the vegan coffee shop that I told you about. We're doing like vegan quotes or little animal drawings and all that. It can be anything. So we're doing also
Well, not anything, within it. Watch what you say.
As long as they pay for it, they'll do anything.
There's a lot of bad stuff going around right now.